So I'm going to talk Succession, Season 4, Episode 1, titled The Munsters. And before I get into my thoughts on the episode and everything, I want you guys to let me know, do you want me to do my little, immediate reaction videos for Succession? I've been doing them on and off for The Bad Batch, but I do them every week for The Mandalorian, just like I did every week for Last of Us. And I will do them for Succession, but let me know. I might give it a shot this upcoming Sunday, either way. But man, I had so much going through my head after this episode. Again, like I said, titled The Munsters. I think the show, which for context, I know TJ is he's only made it part way to into season 1. Yeah, so but it is definitely worth it. And anything I spoil here, you'll forget about by the time you get there. So, but I'll keep it spoilers light just in case people watching haven't seen it. But that being said, I do want to talk about it because it is just so good. I mean, this show is back with a vengeance. Obviously, this episode is written again by Jesse Armstrong, who is the creator and the primary creative behind the show and everything. But again, for I believe his 14th episode behind the camera is Mark McCloud, who is famously a big Succession director, but he also is a big Adam McKay guy, and he also just directed one of my favorite movies of the past few years, which is The Menu. So he is came right off of Succession season 3, shot The Menu, and then went right back into work on season 4. He is, I don't know, somewhere between a Vince Gilligan and a Ryan Johnson in terms of, directing episodes correlated to Breaking Bad. Like, he's probably like the second or third most director of the show. So it's always, you always know it's going to be extra special when it's one of his episodes, especially now coming off the back of The Menu and seeing how great he was directing that. And you really feel that because episode is just, his show, it just mixes beautiful writing, great writing, one-liners, intricate financial stuff, which if you watch this channel long enough, I'm a complete sucker for that stuff. It's just so good. And then the main thing above everything else is the character work, whether it's Logan, coming off of last season, it's to the point where, he's pitted his kids against themselves to compete for his glory for so long. At the end of last season, they finally broke away from that and they united and said, we're not going to play your games anymore, everything like that. So, we meet Logan. He's kind of the lonely man on the mountaintop at the start of this season. And, you get that from a performer like Brian Cox. I mean, he's in his 80s. I think he just turned 80. And he is just as good as he was as William Stryker. He's just yelling at these people, but then the way he sits down on the sofa and sighs, you're like, you feel the performance of, he's yelling at that intern, but he wishes it was his son. And you feel all of that through the dialogue and whether it isn't dialogue. The scenes with him and Tom, Matthew McFadden, again, being incredible this season. Nicholas Braun, again, as Greg, all of that aspect, everything that's going on at Waystar Royco, and the whole ATN deal that's going down is fantastic. But then, jumping over to the kids, you get Roman, Shiv, and Kendall really finally working together, trying to create this thing, and then, plot twist for the episode, not really, but it's like 5 minutes in, as soon as they see the opportunity to screw their father over, even though their entire thing is, we're forging our own path, as soon as that opportunity comes up, they jump on it. And so this episode is all about them. Logan is trying to acquire this, think basically kind of CNN, the Pierce family. And then when the kids find out that the Pierce family are up to sell their news network, they jump in on it too. And so basically this whole episode is this bidding war between father and children, and basically just getting the two sides of that. And it's epic and emotional and everything like that. But then also there's so many intricacies within that, because two of the kids are, let's screw dad. One of them is, I was kind of happy with us actually making our own thing. And that's the character that you would have never expected that 2 seasons ago. You know, it's all these great flips and turns that these performers living in these characters for the past 5 years are just absolutely amazing at pulling off. But just amazing. I'm not going to go into the breaking down the entire episode and everything like that, but that's basically the general thing. There's also a lot of emotional stuff in there as well with everything that Shiv and Tom are going through. Really, really great stuff. Not a bad performance in the entire bunch. And I'm excited to see where this is going. But we're losing so many of these great shows. And then right as Succession's going to be going out, the final season of Barry is starting. So it's like we're losing so many of these great shows, just like one right after another. It feels like, and also like you said, Ted Lasso. But Succession just as strong as ever. And then actually one of our stories that I'll just throw in here, the viewership is higher than ever. So this was actually the highest viewed episode of the entire show, not even just for a premiere, which is fantastic. So I'm glad that more people are watching it and everything like that. But that's my thoughts on Succession season 4 so far. Just one episode. It was kind of a supersized episode. I think it was about an hour and 15 minutes, which felt really good coming off the the off season basically. But yeah, so let us know, what do you guys think of Succession season 4 so far? Are you excited for next week's episode? Do you want me to cover these in their own kind of separate video just to give you guys my quick 2-minute immediate thoughts when I watch the episode on Sunday? Let me know all that and more down below. But yeah, that'll do it for some Succession talk.